one of the more famous and popular sections of the Haggadah, which we read on Pesach night, is the section that is called the Four Sons. The four sons ask different questions, and we answer them all in a unique and different way, depending on how we want to educate them and what the correct answer to them is. As we know that each son and each child and each person in the world needs to be communicated with in a different way, in a way that is suitable for them, in a way that will bring out the most growth in them. And the answer that is given to the last son, the She'ena Yodea Lishol, he who doesn't know how to ask a question, we answer him, Va'at Omer lo, and you answer him. And this is quite a difficult language because the at is in the feminine. You in the feminine answer him. And we're addressing the Baal HaSeder. We're saying that the Baal HaSeder, the person who's taking the Seder, has all these four sons sitting around the table, and there's going to be somebody who is not going to ask a question at the table. And this is indicative of the person in life that we need to educate, but sadly, there's no question that we need to answer. He just doesn't ask the question, doesn't ask any questions. How do we educate him? And the Haggadah tells us, At petachlo, you open for him. And this at is in the feminine. That you in the feminine, that you, the man who's answering at the table, has to use his feminine side, so to speak, his ability to communicate with this person who has no idea of how to even ask a question. How do we relate to him? At petachlo, you have to open up for him. You have to allow him to open up. And why do we answer that it's the feminine, the feminine, the prototype feminine that is obviously found more uniquely in women, but man also has this capacity to use his feminine side, so to speak, in order to relate to this She'ena Yodea Lishol. Why is it the feminine side that has to answer the She'ena Yodea Lishol? Because the prototype man, if it was Ata Petachlo, if it was you masculine, you male, answer him. So prototype man does not have the capacity to allow a natural development of the child, of the person who doesn't know how to ask a question. Because man, by definition, imposes. He imposes his will, he imposes his subject, he imposes what he's teaching in a lecturing way that is not going to get through to this child or this person that's not asking the question. But it's the feminine, it's the mother instinct, it's the ability to communicate with softness and gentleness that will allow the nurturing of the child to develop. And that's why the answer is very beautiful. At petachlo, you bring out your soft, gentle side, and in that way we will educate that child, just as the mother is the nurturer of the baby. When the baby's born, man is not given the physical attributes to feed the child at the time of his birth, and it's only the mother instinct that is able to educate the baby.